Hello, welcome to day number 4. We're going to talk about one of my favorite topics. Wow. Back in the days, we used to call it time management. When I first started on this part time entrepreneurial road, my, one of my workshops was Get Your Ducks in a Row. And it was about time management based on Stephen Covey's book, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. I loved it. And it was about organizational skills. So today, you are back with us on day number 4, and it's all about time flexibility. Now that you have retired or you are planning for retirement, you want to look at what's the best use of your time so that you don't have to continue to work 5 days a week, 7 days a week, continue on with with the grind, as we call it today. So today's lesson or today's session, I feel like I want to say, today you will learn. How many of you all remember that? When you start working with your students, you say what the objective is. Well, today you are back with the virtual workshop series is all about business development, building a staff training business development for you with the expertise, with the wisdom that you have spent decades perfecting, because there is someone out there who will benefit from all of your knowledge, from your uniqueness. There is someone out there who is waiting on you to go to your next level in life. And we have designed this series with Change Narrative Coach University to help K-12 retirees understand and the possibilities that are out there. There are possibilities for you to affect the K-12 educational system nationwide. So the title of our series this week is all about new narrative, your new story, writing, adding to the next chapter of your life. And it is for K-12 retired administrators and teachers who want to create impact and income on your own terms. In case this is your first day, doing it on your own terms is according to what works best for you. What works best for you, the time, the schedule that works best for you. So that fits right into what we're going to talk about today. We're talking about time flexibility, time freedom. Your time gives you the freedom to live the life that you want. I talk about lead your imagined life by having the courage to listen to your heart. And your heart is simply your inner voice, your intuition. That is the driving force between that's the driving force for leading the life that you want to live. So let's go straight into the session for today. And I like visuals. And behind me, I want you to see the eyeglasses. It's a decorative piece, but it's all about seeing. And then next to it is the word dream. And I want you to write that down. If you're here, put it in the chat. So first one is see, then the dream, and now time, the clock. See the dream, and how much time is it going to take you to accomplish that dream? See the dream. Another word for dream that we're going to talk about interchangeably today is vision. See the vision, and then the time flexibility. How much time is it going to get? Is it going to take you? How much time are you going to allocate? How much time is it going to get you to make this dream a reality? If you can see it now, we've been talking about 3 areas that we want you to assess your characteristics, assess your skills and your personality, and decide when you're starting your business, just start with one. Do you really want to be a coach, a mentor, a trainer, a consultant, or a staffing strategist? Now, we want to start with one and get you to 6 figures in that one so that it's not the same as when you were working full time. Now, and the reason I say that is because I'm going to slow it down for a moment. We want you to get off the roller coaster. We want you to get off the wheels of running from this meeting to take care of this to something else to another thing. Yes, your life will continue to be that way, but from your business point of view, we want that to be one chunk. And we're going to talk about how that fits in with your other areas. But let's go back to see the vision and how much time it's going to take. I want you, if you didn't write those down, I want you to write that down. See, the dream or vision is number 2, and time. Seeing it, because we have to be able to imagine that we can do it, that we are the person who can help that novice teacher, that struggling administrator, that school district. We are the one. We are the answer. And we can transform, help them to solve problems through our business. That has to be the starting point, because you have to see it and believe it. You have to see it and believe it. You have to see it and believe it, that you are the answer. So that's number 1 for deciding to be free of running, juggling, multitasking. As you transition into retirement, what do you want to do? What do you see yourself doing to impact others? How can you continue to impact the educational system beyond one classroom, beyond one school building, beyond one school district? And it's all through the thousands of people who you will coach, mentor, train, consult, strategize with over the next several years, or as long as you decide to. That's what we have to start with. So seeing, and then going into the dream. What is the vision? What vision do you have? What vision do you have? Do you want to, and we're going to talk more about this tomorrow, the exact audience that you want to work with. But today is more about that clock, the time, the time. How much time are you going to allocate to make this dream a reality, to even start working on it? Like, right now you have already retired, yay, or you're going to retire in the next year, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Now is the time to start preparing for that. Then you have a smooth transition into that. So how much time do you want? How much time can you allow in your life? Because time allocations are different for us all, because it depends on the responsibilities that we already have. A person, say for instance, with 5 children, all high school, middle age, elementary, or even 2 or 3-year-olds, have different responsibilities, different, after school activities. There are different chores, parental responsibilities, community events, you have a lot more obligations than a person who doesn't have any children, or a person whose children have already graduated and they're all already in college. And I know you get what I'm saying, but I want you to realistically think about the amount of time you have to invest in building your business and getting it up and going. I think that if you have decided that I want to be, uh, I want to continue to make impact, then now is the time to hit the ground running. But you do it at your pace. What I realize is what we put off and what we put off and what we just delay, sometimes it never gets done. And we delay because of different reasons. And sometimes it's that tug that, oh God, I know I can do it. But what if, the what if, what if? Don't worry about the what if. Just decide that I can make an impact and I am ready to see the possibilities. So, how does that look? What are you going to do? What would be your first steps? We talked about already just seeing it. That's the first thing. Seeing it, believing it, saying it to yourself. And then the dream, how much time? I challenge you to look at long term versus short term. Long term, like I say, 1 year at a time, 12 months. It's November. It's November now. So, what do you want to have accomplished by November of next year? As you approach Thanksgiving for the following year, it's the Thanksgiving season. So, what do you want to have accomplished? So under that, we'll have some monthly goals, some weekly goals, and some daily goals. So how will you um, allow all of those moments in time to connect to make your long-term goal possible? How will you use your short-term goals on a daily, weekly, monthly basis to impact your long-term goals? Because every decision that we make, every moment that we spend, whether we spend it productively or unproductive or goal oriented or not, is still going to impact our lives. So if you want things to look differently within a year, there are some things that we're going to have to do differently. And when I say differently in your life as a whole, and you know my story was more about too much business, too much career, and not enough focus on my health, not enough focus on my physical well-being. So as I help people to develop a business, I can't leave that out. So when you're planning for a long-term, short-term, I always recommend that you start with yourself. What are the things that you need to put in place for yourself? And I would say health is first. What are the medical obligations to yourself? Vision, dental, everything. As you are doing that annual plan, what are the things that need to occur in the next 12 months to make sure that you're healthy and vibrant to connect with other people to help them to get to another level? Because that is so important. Your diet, your exercising to get you to be a vibrant individual who can give good vibes to others and help them to be happy in their career as an educator. So I would say, number one, looking at your life holistically, looking at your health, your 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 mental healthy, your some people put mental and emotional health together, well-being, your family, your relationships for the people closest to you, being able to contribute, whether you're contributing from an organization, from your religious organization, Some people have different community commitments. But looking at contributions, relationships, emotional well-being, spiritual well-being, health and physical, and then the financial well-being. Financial well-being in with your business and your career. If you are already retired, are you ready? Or if you are planning to retire, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready to look at what are the things that you will decide that you want to do in your lives to help with that financial part? Not the things that you're going to do because you have to, because you have to, because you have to. That is the difference between on your own terms and on someone else's term. When you look at your decreased retirement income versus the lifestyle that you have gotten accustomed to, or the commitments that you will have to your children or grandchildren, is it taking something that I have to take? Or is it deciding that I want to lead my imagined life? And I'm going to do that by having the courage to listen to my heart, listening to my intuition. Sometimes listening to your intuition requires that you get quiet. Get quiet. I don't know how many of you believe in, quiet moments at either when everyone has gone to bed or getting up early in the morning. If any of that strikes you, put it in the chat. Like I do it in the mornings. I journal. I write my thoughts down. I have a meditation time. I allow my surroundings to calm down so that I can listen to what is going on. Because that is when you can connect with your vision. That's when you can hear that inner voice inside telling you where you need to go, what you need to do. So put that in the chat. When do you have some quiet time? If you don't have any, decide, okay, that's a great idea. But normally when I sit down, I am so tired, I fall asleep. I have been there and still have those days sometimes now. It just depends on what is going on. So, when are you going to have some quiet time to look at the weekly, monthly, daily um, obligations to come up with a long term plan? How do you get there? What does it look like? Well, I'm going to show you again. When you look at, because I'm sharing a lot with you because I really care about not just the business building side, but I care about you as a person who is going to be healthy. I care about you as a person because, in case you're saying, what does that have to do with business building? I thought this was a business building event. Yes, it is business building, but it's also about doing it on your own terms where you're happy and healthy and you have a lot to give so that you can really make those impacts and income on your own terms. I will tell you, I didn't really think about it in that way, even though when I left the educational arena, I didn't even realize that my energy was depleted because my health and my resilience was at an all-time low. None of that dawned on me. I just thought I was like, okay, burned out. Like I was, on the hamster wheel too much, too long, but never thinking about the whole picture, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, just putting all of that together. So that's why I am committed to always start with that. When I ask people to look at the dream, the vision, I want you to see it and see yourself as a healthy person. See yourself as a healthy person who is going to enjoy life, who is able to get out and run and answer all of those questions from those grandbabies because they have a lot of questions and they have a lot of energy, and you want to be able to have that freedom to do that. and we're going to talk about the Freedom Blueprint, and what how does that give you the freedom to do those things? Let's look at that. We shared a bit of it on yesterday. Let's share it again. Okay, there we are. The Freedom Blueprint goes into talks about three areas, promotes three areas: retirement, lifestyle, impact, because we want to continue to impact the educational system, and entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is just business development. When I work with some clients, they would think, well, I never really thought about being an entrepreneur. I never thought about owning a business. I just thought I'd be a consultant, and that's fine because you can be a consultant for someone else, but we encourage you to be a consultant, a coach, a mentor, a staffing strategist, or a trainer in your own business where you are the CEO. And then as we continue to develop the business at the core, we teach you the benefits of business ownership, why that is so important for you to continue to live life on your own terms. Um, we are concentrating right here. Remember, this is Change Narratives Coach University, and it is about changing stories. The persons who are coaching, your narrative will be changed, but it's also about the ones who you will work with. Their narratives will be changed, and it is through being coachable and coaching others. So this is our university, and this is what gives you the freedom to live that retired lifestyle, to make the impact and own your own business. We are talking about the new narrative: branding and conversion systems. Branding is, who are you? When we talked about that vision back there, who are you? Who do you want to be known for? When people talk about your business, who do you want to be known for? What is your brand about? And when people who don't have that, when they start working with us, we offer a fast track bonus where we will develop the brands for them. Which would mean your colors, the fonts, the colors, the font, and help you come up with a tag name for your business. We also look at creating everything that makes your business legal, like your EIN number, your LLC. We'll do all of that for you. For people who decide to join us, sometimes we have it as a bonus budget, like for the first 5 people who join. But we'll talk about that later in the week. But branding, when you come out the gate with your brand, that is very helpful. Here, for example, our brand, for our branding colors, these are our three colors. These are our three colors. And a lot of times I will say I'm just like a college or university. The majority of my outfits and clothes, I will buy these colors. I support my brand. So that is one thing. It's just making your business legal, getting your branding out there so that you shine and people know that you're here. People know that you're open for business. But the second part is the conversion systems. The conversion systems are about marketing and getting people enrolled in your business. The foundation is about you developing out who you are. We'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. Who are the people that you want to work with? What's the foundation of your business? So the brief summary of the new narrative is just building business credibility. Like, yeah, people knew you as an educator, you had credibility there. But now, as a business owner, how do you make sure that people nationwide will know who you are. And that is through branding, that is through a strong business foundation. And within 6 months, you could be a high five figures, but definitely within 12 months, if you work the system, you could be at six figures. You can be at six figures, reaching people and marketing and implementing the conversion systems. That's what it's about. We talked about the three things, the freedom formula of seeing and believing the vision, the dream, and how much time it will take. Within 6 to 12 months, or you can have income in your business. You can have income in your business. Those months are determined by what we said earlier. How much time will your lifestyle allow you to work in your business? How much time will your lifestyle allow you to work in your business? Now, we will also show you how to create a schedule, a daily schedule, just like you have in education. Just like you have in education. A lot of things I refer back to, and let me stop sharing for a second so you can see my face. A lot of things I refer back to education because it is November. Most of the calendars for an educational system, be it K-12 or the higher ed, the calendars are already developed, created for next year, 25, 26. And some are working on 26, 27. That's the same thing that happens within our business. We develop an annual plan. When you go to your school or district website, you can see already. You know what the holidays are, when schools will be closed, when the professional development days are scheduled. All of that is a part of business development as well. We look at your year, look at your business, and decide how you want to work, how many days per week you want to work, how many months off do you want. You decide your vacation, you decide how much you want to make per month. Now, we give you an estimate per week, per hour, per month, and we're going to revisit that in a few minutes, just as a refresh, and especially if today is your first day with us. Developing your business is the same thing, or the same strategies that you are accustomed to from working in the school system. They're the same strategies. However, we will accomplish the end results a little bit differently. But that is why you are the perfect person to step into business ownership, because you are already used to planning. You are definitely, if you're coming from the classroom, you know that you have those lesson plans every week. You've already done the long-term plans. So you're accustomed to looking at the strategy, the techniques of where you want your class to be by July or August or May, whenever your school district ends, according to your state regulations. So that's the same thing that you want to look at. What's the tracking system that we will use to decide how much time it will take you to get to six figures? What are the milestones within the classroom, within the school districts? We use, some people track every 6 weeks for report cards. And then in between, you give out interim reports so that in that interim, if it's a 9 week session, so 9 weeks per semester, you give out interim reports at 4.5 weeks. If your students are not where you want them to be, then you know what you need to go back and reteach so that they can be successful in 9 weeks. The same concept for business is where do you want your business to be? Who do you want to impact? How are your clients producing? What is going on? If they are not where they need to be at this point, what do you need to do? And I want you to understand this is so important. That's why you've heard me kind of joke about the motivational speaking and inspirational speaking. That's great to get everybody fired up, riled up, ready to go. But what is happening from that first day, that first week, those first 2 weeks until the end of school? How do we keep those educators motivated, strengthened throughout? And that's where you come into play, because even though that person who came in at the beginning of the year had never taught, but they're excellent at motivation, no one can do what you do. That's why there aren't too many, there aren't an overwhelming amount of coaches, mentors, consultants, staffing trainers, because there may be generics, but not what you can do, not what you can do. And you have to let people know that you're available. And that's where the foundation comes in place. That's where the developing of a business and marketing it and converting clients, and that's the part that we help you to do. And we make it easy for you to follow the steps. Now, when you don't know what the steps are, then it that's at a point where we can't change the narrative. We are still being an educator. And what we're about is helping you make a smooth transition into entrepreneurship. Does that make sense? Put it in the chat. Makes sense? Yes, I'm with you. Yes. Put a Y for yes, put an N for no, or put a Y for yes, put an N for no. Does that make sense? It's the same thing. We create a timeline. And while you're putting that in the timeline, let's look again at the yeah, let's look again here. Okay, I see some yeses, yeses, yeses. That's here. Building your business credibility, your branding, coming up with a strong foundation, marketing, because this is basically what you're doing. You are introducing your business. You are introducing your business to everyone. And we're going to talk about the conversion process. Talk about the conversion process. Why? Why? Because these are the results that will happen. You will craft your brand, lay a strong marketing foundation, and implement powerful marketing strategies, engage and attract your clients. And this is the part, embrace a peaceful and prosperous lifestyle. That is what the retirement lifestyle should be for. Peacefulness and prosperous, peacefulness and prosperous. So if you want to take out your camera, take a picture of these or write them down, this is what it is about when you're transitioning into business development, when you're transitioning into entrepreneurship, when you're transitioning into a business that impacts and creates income on your own terms. These are the things. You will craft a business brand, lay out a foundation, learn and implement marketing strategies, and learn how to engage and attract clients. We're going to go more in depth in that tomorrow. And then embracing a peaceful and prosperous lifestyle. Yep. So how does that look again according to what we're talking about? And we have shared this, and we're going to continue to share. If you don't have it, let us know. That this text me, not email me. And some of you who left your phone number, I may have sent you a text, so you can text me, email me. I want that chart. I want that chart. Or you can take a picture of it now as well. So what we recommend for time, and that's where we are today. If you want to create time flexibility, freedom to do life on your own terms, then you decide up front. First of all, we will work backwards. We show you how to work backwards, and starting with your annual salary. What do you want to make? If this is 6 figures, and then we show you how you get to 6 figures, how you get to 6 figures, and an average, starting with an average hourly rate. Do you want to work 5 days a week? We recommend part-time 3 days per week at 4 hours per day. 3 days a week at 4 hours per day. Yep. Now you decide, we show you some examples of how those days will look, because remember, you are using an online business, right? Yes. And then an average to get to the six figures, if you work 12 hours per week at an average hourly rate of $250 per hour, you're going to make or generate $3,000 per week, or a monthly income revenue of $12,000 per month. Yep. And we show you what's the best way to do that. How do you do that? How do you stay at home but deliver high quality service to generate over 10K per month, so that you can end the year after 12 months with six figures? We definitely have people who are doing that. We have people who are doing that. And each person is unique. They are doing it in different ways. And I can say that I don't have anyone who would do it, who does it the same way. Everyone um, create their own way of doing it. Their own way of doing it. Some people like to do retreats. Some people like to go in and do conferences. Some people are, well, you'll be talking with some of them this week. So come back every day so that you can meet some of them. Come back so that you can meet some of them. So going back, as we wrap up here, today was about time flexibility. Looking at, first of all, you got to see it, because seeing it slash believing it, you got to see it, that I actually can be one of these persons. I could actually not only be one, but as the CEO in my own company, as the CEO in my own company. So the roles are CEO of your K-12 business, and we call it a staff training business because you're a training staff. And you want to, tomorrow we'll talk about that. I'll tell you. Coach, you can be a coach, a trainer, a mentor, consultant, or staffing strategist. If you don't have the chart to read the definitions, let me know. We'll be glad to get them to you. Today was more about time. First of all, number one pillar for time is to see it, believe it, the vision, the dream. See it, then the dream. And then how much time can you allocate to get to six figures in 12 months? Because we will walk with you for 12 months. We will walk with you for 12 months or more if you decide to, but we are going to make an offer to walk with you for 12 months to get you to six figures. Yes, to get you to five figures per month so that you end the year with six figures. So look at what your salary is now, and I invite you to do what my principal did for me. Look at your salary now per month, and then divide it by into how many hours you work. And you can figure out what your hourly rate is right now as whatever position you're in. But we look at, and this is an important fact. We look at exceptional people. And I'm going to read this. To excel in each role, one must possess specialized knowledge and abilities related to K-12 education in public or private school settings. The focus is on empowering the staff to cultivate top-notch learning environments that improve performance of both the staff and students. So why did I read that? It's important for me to make sure there's clarity around what we're doing. Because one of the things I want you to end the week with is clarity. We are looking for the cream of the crop. We are looking for people that you have been great. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have heard here, I've heard too many people say, this isn't for me. Education isn't for me. I want to get out. I want to get out. This isn't for me. Well, if it's not for you to work in education, it's not for you to work with educators. Mm-hmm. If it's not for you to work in education, it's not for you to work with educators. Because what are you going to work with them on? Yet we have to be clear on that. We need the people who've been successful because we're changing the trajectory of the educational system. We want people who've been successful in whatever their role is. So we don't teach you how to be great. You are already great in whatever it is that you're doing. We're just teaching you the business tactics so that you can spend your time and be free and in every year with six figures or above. So I want to make sure that when we talk about time freedom, it's not an escape from education. This is not for people who want to leave early, and it is for retired and people who are preparing to retire to use your excellence, your wisdom, your expertise, and to change the narrative of novice educators, of struggling administrators, of struggling teachers, of struggling districts. And so that said is paramount that you have the system. And that's why we're also focusing on one of those 5 areas, because we can be great at so many things and people will call us to do things, but the things that people are calling us to do, we should be able to do it. We shouldn't need to research to help them. They deserve to have the best of the best. That's in my heart. It's in my heart. If we're going to really impacting should be just easy. The business building is the part that you have to learn because you have the knowledge already that's needed in a particular area. Yeah, you have that knowledge already. So questions. What are the questions that you have? I want to make sure that there's clarity, and let me know what resonated with you. If you don't have a question, what resonated with you today? What did you hear that was okay? Didn't think about that. Okay. Okay. Oh, I see. Possessing the knowledge is imperative. It's, yep, already possessing the knowledge is imperative. Yeah, yeah. Because when we look at and this is a sidebar, which I'm gonna say, when we look at the state of education, it's just not the people's faults who are there, you know. We have to deal with people who have structure, and that's one of the things that we help you with coming out when you first enroll. Is we show you a system to get organized. We help you with techniques and strategies. We set you up for success, just as the high quality administrators and teachers, they come after hours to walk their buildings, to look through the teachers who come in before the first day of school, and they set their classrooms up and they organize the classrooms. That's what we help you do in the business. We help you to get set up for success. We give you a structure, and then we check on you very often to make sure that you know that we're here to support you. Just as your teachers and your administrators or your students don't have to second guess what they need to do, you already know what they need to do, and you provide it in a planned way with substance so that they know how to do it. That's what we do here. We provide the information with substance and structured so that you know how to do it. Just as we are definitely sending out these videos every day by 6:30. So if you haven't scheduled some time after 6:30 to sit and listen, and you should listen with a pen and pad, and reach out to me. I'm going to reach out to some of you all and to see, hey, are you okay? Is there something that I can do? Are there any questions for you? Because we want to show you the kind of service that you get when you when you enroll in Change Narrative Coach University. It is a university that has high quality um, support, coaching services, and it helps you to get your strategies in place so that you can work with your clients. All right. So tomorrow we summarize what we did, and then we'll talk about what to expect tomorrow. Today was all about the freedom, time, flexibility, seeing. You got to see it. Just as when you get a new group of students or a new school year starts, you know that you want first graders to be ready for second graders. You want high school juniors to be a senior, to walk across that stage, or juniors to be ready for seniors to graduate, middle school to be ready for high school. There is a progression at every level, and we see it. We've been conditioned to see the vision for our school districts and our students. But what about us? What's the vision now that you are leaving? What's the vision? What's your dream? What can you see? And how much time? We know that it's going to take 9 months roughly for a fifth grader to get ready for sixth grade. They call them the educational standards. There are different things that has to happen. So there are different standards in developing your business, like branding, like the foundation, like learning the conversion, like marketing. There are standards in business too. So how much time are you going to give yourself to get ready for the next level? How much time are you going to give yourself to get ready for six figures? And how is that going to look? We allocate the time to get our staff members ready. We allocate the time to help the parents. We allocate the time for our students. Now, how do we allocate the time? Because we don't come in and hit the ground and have a business up in a month or two. We don't, if you're starting from scratch, it's going to take longer. You have to master those standards. So again, time freedom. Go back to that chart. If you don't have the career options chart, let us know. It gives you an example of once you get your business up and running, now, how do you get to six figures in 12 months? How do you get to six figures in 12 months? How do you get to five figures monthly? What are the things that you need to have in place to have freedom? Freedom to travel, freedom to spend time with family and children and grandchildren, freedom to develop those relationships, freedom for you to go to the spa, exercise, take care of your bodies, your heart, your mind, and your soul, and to live your imagined life, just to do that meditation. So again, long term versus short term. That's it. Planning for a long term versus short term. Those are the things that we have to understand. See it, the vision, the time, plan long term versus short term. Tomorrow, yes, We are halfway there. We hope that you have gotten a clarity, a clear understanding of what's available, what's optional. We wanted to make sure that we talked about time. We wanted to make sure that we talk about impact and income before we start bringing on additional persons who have actually done that, who have actually done that. So I know Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to have someone with us. I think Monday and Tuesday as well. Now, all of you all who are working this week, we are expecting to see you on the weekend. Put that in the middle of the day. Saturday and Sunday, definitely we want to see more of you live. And unless you have prior commitments, I really do believe in put in time for your family and friends, but this is a priority. If you see it and think about it and you want to make it a reality, let's make it a reality. Okay. So on tomorrow, we are going to talk about clients. How do you attract clients? What do we do to let the people who need us find us? We are going to talk about attracting the right educational clients without so much of a hustle. Without so much of a hustle. Yes, I know that if you are fresh, if you just retired, you probably have lots of options, but we're talking about six figures and beyond for decades to come. You all have been a great audience. Yes. And it's been my pleasure hosting. I'm Dr. B, um, a retired educator from the classroom to the state to the district office, retired as a school superintendent. And it is my love, my goal, my vision to share business development skills with as many high quality, high performing educators who are retired and who are planning to retire so that you can create income and impact on your own terms. Take care, and we will see you tomorrow.